Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
iPhone is going to be the Wii of the cell phone world? Really? Well, I guess that's a pretty dramatic statement, but I don't know. I think the iPhone is going to rule the cell phone world, and if anything, it's going to spur other electronics developers to think about the user experience more than anything else. It is a touch screen, the iPhone, and of course, I'm just assuming that everybody's heard of the iPhone by now. It's the cell phone that hasn't even been released by Apple. Well, I can't call it a cell phone, it's a mobile device, because it's an iPod and a phone all in one, and I'm looking at it very closely. I want one. I just want one. It looks like everything I've ever wanted in a mobile device. I do have a few issues with it, and I haven't even used it yet. One, it uses iTunes, and I've never been happy with iTunes on the PC or on OS X. I think iTunes is a really bad piece of software for managing anything. But my opinion, is that going to keep me from using an iPhone? Not really. If I don't mind the way you input characters, like typing on a virtual keyboard on the iPhone, if that is comfortable enough for me, then the iPhone is likely going to be on my desk, in my pocket, with me wherever I go. If only, it's beyond bragging rights at that point. Hundreds of dollars for a device that, you have to love it at that point. And I've certainly spent hundreds of dollars on devices before, as you've very well seen. People are talking about the iPhone like they've never talked about a mobile device before. More people are waiting to buy an iPhone. They're waiting outside of at&t stores right now. More people than waited for Windows Vista. Windows Vista was like a non-launch. It happened, but nobody stayed up at midnight and was waiting to get their hands on it and to install it. But everybody, they're loving the iPhone. They don't even know what it is. Now, some people there's the backlash and saying, oh, the iPhone is overhyped and it's not going to be any good and it's nothing. It's just Apple marketing. Well, if it's Apple marketing, then Apple marketing is winning me over. That's for sure. Vista is overrated. Yeah, Ashton, I'm with you on that one. I think anybody who's watched my videos for some time will understand that. Microsoft will make an iPhone ripoff. That's what I'm really worried about in the industry. When competitors see something succeed, they try to emulate that success, and it comes off looking like a craptacular knockoff. Okay, here's the equivalent. Growing up, sometimes you would get a gift from a lower rate store, like a Kmart G.I. Joe. It wasn't. It was like G.I. But it wasn't G.I. Joe, and you just knew it wasn't G.I. Joe. He didn't have the kung fu grip. It was more like the grip, but it wasn't really a grip because it didn't really work right, and it was kind of. That's what I'm afraid of, and I'm sure it's going to happen. But the good news is that Apple has certainly got the branding going for them. I think they've got a decent partner in at&t. Like I said, I'm now an at&t subscriber. I have been for a couple years. I switched from Verizon. I thought Verizon was overpriced at the point, and I thought at&t offered better phones, and now they're offering the iPhone, and a lot of people are going to be switching to at&t, if only so that they can have an iPhone on at&t. at&t US and Rogers in Canada. Rogers in Canada. Thank you for that bit of information. I didn't know that. Chris, there is one, the HTC Touch. I wouldn't know, K-Tech. I haven't seen an HTC Touch. The screenshots I've seen don't really look all that outstanding, and I haven't seen one, and so I can't tell you whether or not it's going to be as good, if not better, than the iPod. I'm using a smartphone right now because it syncs with Outlook really well. Apparently, or allegedly, the iPhone will sync with my Outlook information too, but I'm also really disappointed that it uses iTunes. What about you guys? Are you guys going to be getting the iPhone too? I wish the iPhone was on Verizon. Vendors, wireless vendors or mobile vendors, cell vendors, whatever you want to call them, the way it's set up in the U.S. is so consumer unfriendly, it's not even funny. Hell no, nope, maybe, Yeah, I think a lot of Apple diehards will go for the iPhone, and I think people are in love with the idea of the iPhone, but actually holding on to one and using one on a regular basis, I don't know if a lot of people will. I mean, it's kind of expensive. It's expensive, but think about it. If you're replacing your iPod and your mobile phone in an all-in-one device, it's maybe not that expensive after all. Well, it depends if you have to switch providers. What about you guys? Are you going to be getting the iPhone? If so, what is the most compelling feature for you? And if not, why don't you want to get an iPhone? What's wrong with you? I'm just kidding. There may not be anything wrong with you or your phone, but I'll be interested in hearing your opinions either way on this iPhone. Especially if you do buy one. Then you definitely have to comment and tell us what you think.